Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared podcast, home of people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, the one and only Austin Creed. My friends, welcome into the morning show, and today we're talking about how to deal with haters. Now, I'm here to put you on some game for those of you who are maybe want to create content, those of you who are currently, who maybe haven't reached a certain echelon or you haven't gone viral before. My friends, whether it's you want to go into content creation like me, or maybe you're in the academic world, you're in the private sector, whatever it is you're doing, the higher you go, the more you will deal with haters. You'll deal with people who prey on your downfall, who want nothing more than to see you fail. They want to see harm befall you because they're not willing to step up to the plate, call their shot, and knock it out of the park like Babe Ruth did. They'd rather sit in the bleachers and look at you and heckle you and make fun of you. No, I'm here for it because guess what? I don't care how many people heckle me. I don't care how many people try to get in my way. They're irrelevant because I know where I want to go. The problem is a lot of people are deterred by haters. They're concerned with the court of public opinion. They know that if they say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, or even potentially think something wrong, they're afraid that people will immediately hold a public hearing and they'll be called guilty, and they'll lose friends, they'll lose family members, and they'll lose their place in society. Now, my friends, this is something that used to happen during the Soviet Union days and stuff that you would see in the most despotic regimes on the planet. Now, I'm not saying that America has come that way, and this is not supposed to be a political topic. But I want you to know that the higher you fly, the harder it is for people to see you who are still on the ground. And the higher you try to climb, the more people will be grasping, the lowlifes will be grasping for your ankles to try to pull you back down to their level. And, you know, it hurts sometimes, but sometimes those people might even claim to be your friends. But I'm here to tell you something. You have one life, and the only life you're ever going to live is the one you're currently living. At least as far as I'm aware of. And so if you want to live your life to its truest potential, you can't be concerned with what people who are below you think. People who are not as imaginative as you, not as ambitious as you, not as bright. And it's tough, I realize that. Because a lot of people out there have very good intentions. They want to help people. They want to do right by the people that they care about. They don't want to go out of their way to hurt people's feelings. I understand all of that, and it's admirable. The problem lies with how are you really able to embrace who you are if you're so concerned with what other people think you should be? Now, I realize that's a very tough dichotomy because we're social creatures, so we want to fit into society, or at least a certain segment of society that we identify with. The problem is most people are consumers. They were born and they live and they die having produced pretty much nothing but hot air. And they will consume like a parasite. And then they want to tell you how to be successful. They want to tell you how to make money. They want to tell you how to live your life when all they've done is take from other people. They don't produce a product, a service, nothing. They don't produce anything but carbon dioxide. And they want to lecture creatives like me how to do my job and how I should think, how I should feel. You ever notice that it's the people who are the most feeling who are often the ones who tell you how you should feel about things? While if you try to tell them how they should feel, they would go berserk on you. Look, haters are a part of the game, okay? Just as hecklers are a part of the sports, haters are a part of the productivity game. You gotta realize that most people, they don't know what they're actually talking about. They're just reacting based on the programming they've been given by society. Because if you think that society doesn't program you to be a certain way, I have news for you. You have no idea what it's like out here. No idea. Because once you start to deconstruct all that programming, you realize how deep it runs in your system and how much it affects everything that you do, everything that you think, everything that you say, and everything that you do in your life. So whenever haters come after you, whether it be in your comment section, whether it be in real life sometimes, God forbid, I want you to remember something that Jesus said. Jesus of Nazareth said when he was on the cross. He looked down while he was being hung from a cross by the Romans, and he said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." I want you to take that to heart. I want you to look at the people who are hating on you, the people who are preying on your downfall. I want you to look at them and say, "I forgive you for not knowing what you're doing. I forgive you." Don't go after haters with hate. That is feeding a fire with gasoline. Don't do that. That's exactly what they want. Don't feed the trolls, as we would say back in the day. You need to not pour gasoline on a fire. Instead, let it run out of oxygen. Let it tire itself out. Do not engage with it. If anything, repay them with kindness. It's a very Jewish Christian mentality of repaying hatred with kindness. So if you can manage to do that, you will be light years ahead of so many people who will feed the trolls, pour gasoline on an open fire, and then wonder why their life is burning, or wonder why for lack of better terms, the shitstorm is out of control. You have to make sure you don't fall for that. Because haters will be around everything that you do. I don't care if you agree with me politically or not. Across the entire political aisle. You will deal with haters. You will deal with people who prey on your downfall, who have nothing better to do than try to bring you down. As silly as that might sound. That's why one of the laws of power, I believe, I think it's one of the laws of power by Robert Greene, talks about not making the wrong enemies. Because if you make the wrong enemies, one wrong enemy might make it his or her entire life's purpose to drag you down and destroy you. You need to make sure that you pick your enemies appropriately. But if it's just someone with a keyboard on the internet, don't worry about them. If someone has enough time to hate on you, they got nothing going on in their life. I'll tell you that right now. Or they have no discipline at all. And I want you to know that you don't have to engage with such infantile behavior. In fact, I encourage you not to. Now, I'm not saying don't defend yourself if they come for you or your family, or if they try to discredit you. No, present your facts, present your platform. Don't let people, trot over you. But at the same time, you don't have to participate in the name calling. You don't have to participate in your mama jokes. You don't gotta do any of that stuff, man. It's so stupid. It's so below you. I mean, one thing, as much as I despised President Obama, one thing that he did that was really, really well done was his ability to just shake off a lot of the haters he had. Trump was really bad at that. He always engaged with them, and I get it. It's his style. I understand that. The problem is most people didn't like it. And they voted, and they didn't like it. So one thing, I don't agree with a lot of the things Obama did, don't get me wrong, and this is not a political show, this is the morning show, this is supposed to be motivational. But I want you to look at very real examples of men and women in leadership who have seen a ton of haters, and they don't let it get to them. Or at least they don't show that it got to them. Never give someone the satisfaction of knowing that they got to you. Because the minute you give that to them, that is fuel for them. They will take it and they will run with it. So don't do that. Save yourself the trouble. Your energy is more important and more sacred and can be used doing better things. Plus, something tells me that you have higher standards than that. You're meant for greater things than to just participate in this type of low grade, low frequency, low brow garbage. My friends, I encourage you to climb higher and higher and higher before you get to the top, because it is not crowded up here at the top. I'm not there yet myself. I'm still climbing, but I can see the top of the mountain. I can see it. And I know that every day I climb closer. And I would love for you to join me, because it's not crowded up there. I could see the top of the mountain. And look over into paradise. The paradise of success. The paradise of my dreams being actualized. And it's not crowded up there. Where it's crowded is below. Because too many people fall off if they even attempt to climb the mountain at all. And so do not let the haters get to you. Don't let their low frequency thinking affect you. Because you have come too far, whether it's you physically started or you've been mentally planning. You have come too far to give up, and you've come too far to let someone else who has nothing better to do than hate on you get to you. Don't do it. Don't engage. Be better. Self-improvement is all about improving who you are now so that you can be better and not remake mistakes. Making mistakes is fine. Just do not make the same mistake twice, because it means you didn't learn from it. My friends, I hope this encouraged you this morning. I know that a lot of people deal with very annoying individuals, but again, I would invite you to go back to what Jesus of Nazareth said on the cross when he said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do," because it's true. It's true, they don't know what they're doing because they're so programmed by the elites, or whatever you want to call them, to prevent competition from coming their way. Once you accept that and once you see through it, it's very eye-opening and chilling. But just know that. Because at the end of the day, once you realize what's happening and what has happened to you, you can then change it or do something about it and develop your own personal philosophy, which is what I invite every single person who listens to any of my shows, any of my content to do, is develop your own personal philosophy. Which is what my entire book, Biblical Bachelor, is about. It's all centered around self-improvement, personal development, spiritualism, and identifying and building your own personal philosophy. Because everyone has their own unique life and their own unique lens. And the only way to live through it is to develop your own personal philosophy and not use a carbon copy, my apologies, cutout of someone else's life or a template. It doesn't work. My friends, I encourage you to be your own person and not just let other people do the thinking for you, because that is how you become a drifter. And drifters are the devil's best friend. My friends, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. Remember, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And that is the sympathy that I have for haters. And you need to realize that they are nothing but a blimp on the radar and will be far gone the farther up you climb. My friends, take care of yourselves. I'm out of here. Peace.